Yarnsensation. Just click on my yarn lady or click the subscribe button. To create the back panel for your pillow, you want to start with a chain of 44. You will be placing a half double crochet. You want to skip 1, 2 of the chains, and in that third chain place a half double crochet. That's 1, and you will be repeating that across. And to do a half double crochet, you just want to wrap your yarn around your hook and place it into that next stitch. Pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. And you just want to repeat that across, and we will meet back at the end. Okay, I'm completing my last half double crochet for this row, and you will have a total of 42 half double crochets across, and that completed row 1. For row 2, chain 2, turn your work. In that same stitch as your chain 2 is coming from, it'll be right next to it. You want to place a double crochet. You will skip the next stitch and complete a puff stitch. Wrap your yarn around your hook, place it into that stitch, pull up a loop, wrap your yarn around your hook, place it into that stitch, pull up a loop, wrap your yarn around your hook, place it into that stitch, and pull up a loop. You will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. You just want to pull your hook through all loops on your hook and chain 1. You will skip the next stitch and complete a puff stitch in this stitch. Wrap your yarn around your hook, place it into that stitch, pull up a loop, wrap it around, put it into your stitch, pull up, wrap around, into, pull up, your 7 loops on the hook, pull your hook through, and chain 1. And you will repeat puff stitch, skip stitch, puff stitch, repeat it across until you get to the last 2 stitches of this row, and we will meet back there. Okay, so I have completed my last puff stitch for this row, and I have 1, 2, 3 stitches remaining at the end. I will skip the next stitch, complete a double crochet in the next, and a double crochet in that last stitch. For row 3, you want to chain 2, turn your work, and this next row will be a repeat of our first row. Half double crochets across, and let's get started. In that first stitch will be a half double crochet, next stitch a half double crochet. The next is our puff, and right on top you will see a stitch, and you want to complete a half double crochet in that stitch. And remember, we skipped the stitch, so we have this space. You want to complete a half double crochet right there in that space, and you will repeat across. So just remember, half double crochet on top of your puff, half double crochet in between the puffs, and we will meet back at this last puff. I'm at my last puff stitch. I want to complete the half double crochet at the top, and remember we skipped a space, so half double crochet there, and you have 2 stitches here. And a half double crochet in that last stitch. Chain 1, 2, turn your work, and our next row will be a repeat of row 2, and we will make our puff stitches across. So in that first stitch will be a double crochet. You want to skip the next stitch and complete your puff stitch. 1 loop, 2, and 3. We'll do all loops, chain 1, and you completed your puff. Skip that next stitch, puff in the next, and just repeat row 2. Repeat that across, and we will meet back at the end. Okay, I am at the end. I have 1, 2, 3 stitches left. Skip that next one and double crochet here and double crochet in my last stitch. Chain 2, turn my work. So you want to place a half double crochet in that first stitch, a half double crochet in the next, and a half double crochet on top of your puff stitch. And remember to place a half double crochet in between those puff stitch, and you just want to repeat row 3, your half double crochets across, and we will meet back at the end of the row. And I have 1 more stitch at the end that I need to complete my half double crochet, but I am changing color, so I'm going to wrap my yarn around the hook, place it into that stitch, pull up a loop, and I have my 3 loops on the hook, and I'm changing to the color pink, just pulling it through those 3 loops, and I want to chain 1. And I will be carrying these 2 colors across, so I'm just turning my work around, and I want these colors that I'm carrying on the back. And at this point, if you want, you can always end these colors and just join your next color on, but I'm just going to do it this way. And I want to carry my yarn on the back side. So for my next stitch will be my half double crochet. I'm going to chain 1 more. I need 2, and I'm just going to place my half double crochet in that first stitch while carrying these 2 colors. And I'm just going to repeat across half double crochets, and just make sure that you have your total of 42 across. And we will meet back at the end of this row. And I have 2 more stitches, and I will be completing my half double crochets. And counting across, I had a total of 42 half double crochets plus this chain 2. Okay, next you want to chain 2, turn your work. Here is where we will complete our work by following the pattern that we have already started, just changing your colors. So we just did our row of half double crochets just like we started here. So the next row will be your puff, next row will be half double crochet, next row will be puff, next row will be your half double crochet, and then you will be changing color again. and when you change color, that will start your next half double crochet row, and you just will be repeating rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your last color change will be pink. And I'm just going to move this aside so I can show you. Okay, so this was the beginning, all red, and we just switched to our pink. Repeat the pattern. The next color will be white. Next color will be red. Next color will be white. And when we get to our last row, our pink, we'll start with our pink, our half double crochet, and then our puff stitch, and we will do our half double crochet, and that will end the pattern. You will not complete a second set of half double crochets for this last part. And then after that, we will be doing our single crochet rows around. So this pink starts that first single crochet row, and then my last row was the white going around. And that's the pattern.